Out of all the water on this great big earth, did you know that about 97% of it is unfit to drink because it is salt water? And then another 2% is frozen. That means that all the people and all the animals on earth must rely on about 1% of the water to survive. Keeping this water clean and drinkable is critical to everyone's survival. Everyone's. But the good news is that Earth has her own special way of keeping water clean, the water cycle. Lovejoy Middle School 6th grade students came to the wetlands to get a deeper understanding of this cycle and see it firsthand.
I'm so excited to welcome you guys. Are you excited to be here and not at school?
Yeah!
Well, guess what? While you're here, you're kind of like at school because you're going to be learning. But you get to be outside in the fresh air. And you get to be moving around instead of sitting in a chair. So that's a positive, right?
Senior conservationist Danielle Bunch led students through the wetlands, explaining its history, pointing out examples of the water cycle, and introducing students to the characters of the wetlands.
So that is a Midland water snake. Do you guys hear that?
I thought it was a water moth.
Nope. Midland water snake. They're non-venomous.
Do we pick them up?
So you may not touch them. They're very feisty, and even though they can't kill you with they don't have venom, they can still bite.
It's like my eighth-time saying snake. Look, it's on fire. Like, just like out the snake movie. There's like you got a picture. Travis, look, snake. Look, the snake is right there. Finally saw a snake. It's a frog. It's a frog. It's a frog. Take a picture of the frog. Oh.
Well, my favorite part of the tour was when we saw different types of animals like gooses and snakes and turtles.
The students had to capture footage from their tour of the wetlands that represented each phase of the water cycle. They also had to capture video that showed the significance of the wetlands.
Yeah, baby.
Why are the wetlands important? The wetlands are important because they act like sponges to stop pollution from entering lakes and rivers.
Well, today I am doing a presentation on the wetlands. In my presentation, I am talking about the water cycle. So how the water is like running off. So I'm talking about evaporation, precipitation, transpiration.
Various questions that they have and things that they're able to see that I've explained to them in class, they're able to see it live. And so it's really giving them an understanding of the wetlands and why the water cycle is so important to our everyday survival.
It's basically like you're having your classroom outside and you can interact with more of the things and you can actually get the full experience of
Using apps on their cell phones, the students will later edit that footage to make a documentary that will demonstrate all that they learned on this trip.
So I was very excited because they were able to collaborate with their friends, interact with their groups. They were able to do actual interviews. What was fascinating to me is that they were able to actually do the videos and take the portraits and the pictures, and they were able to collaborate. And I think a main part of learning is talking to your other children of your same age and bouncing off their ideas, talking to them, speaking to them, connecting with them, and making real life connections.
So, like I said, you're going to be a drop of water in the water cycle.
The students also played a game that allowed them to travel through the water cycle. They rained into the ocean, condensed into a cloud, and filtered into groundwater. This gave students one more perspective on the water cycle.
Alright? So you're going to roll it. Alright? And it's going to tell you where your next step will be. So I started in river, now I roll clouds, okay? So I'm going to move to the next station, I'm going to find clouds, and I'm going to pick up a bead, put it on my pipe cleaner, then roll the die, okay? All right, so if you roll and it tells you to stay, you go back to the line, pick up another bead, roll again, okay? You're only moving if they tell you to move. You understand? All right, so by the end of this activity, after you go through the water cycle, I'm gonna hear, oh man, I've been in ocean forever. Oh man, I've been in clouds forever. And then we're gonna talk about it in the end. Why do you think these things stay where they stay, and why do they not move like how we thought they moved, all right? So the first thing I need you to do, go find your station.
Tamisha Poe used an enviroscape to clearly show our students how our everyday decisions affect the environment as a whole and how our actions affect the water here in Clayton County.
So this is sludge. This is actually cocoa.
So that's our river. This is the river that we use, okay? And now look how dirty it is.
And look, these people, this farmer, he had no clue. See how all that stuff is washing down the stream?
And then the fish.
And his farm, like his animals, they drink from that water. Think about everybody who use water. So now they're drinking that polluted water.
Look at how dirty it is, right? Now, it's gonna rain.
Antoine, I thought I gave you a vaccine.
That's not me.
Escape now. Remember last time when it rained? Did it flood up this way like it did this time?
Yes.
No, remember before we put all this stuff, it didn't flood as much.
But look
The
how
wetlands saved it. The wetlands was absorbing it. And so this signals our groundwater. This stuff is running into our groundwater. There's no wetland here to filter our groundwater now.
My favorite part of this is when we went inside the classroom and she taught us how the wetlands work. Basically, the wetlands is like big old ponds and stuff. Basically the wetlands provide a habitat for the animals and stuff. It gives them food, shelter, it helps them live. Precipitation can be any kind of any kind of thing, like water, rain, sleet, hail, and snow.
The great outdoors became their classroom, the Newman Wetlands became their textbook, and on this day, cell phones became their pens and paper that they used to capture the sounds and sights of the wetlands. All of these activities empowered our students to appreciate, to understand, and to protect our most valuable resource,